Most people who regret where they moved to Knoxville didn't choose a bad area. They chose the wrong fit for how they actually want to live. Knoxville has a lot of great areas to live in, but it also has very different lifestyles packed into a relatively small area. And when expectations don't line up with reality, that's where regret usually shows up. So in this video, I want to walk through where people tend to second guess their move in Knoxville and why it happens. This isn't about bad neighborhoods or wrong choices. It's about understanding how mismatches happen so you can avoid them. This is just an educational overview, not about any specific homes or area. Regret one I hear all the time: choosing more land, more space without understanding the reality of daily commute. One of the most common regrets I hear comes from people who prioritize land and privacy without fully understanding daily drive patterns. Parts of North Knoxville and the outer county can offer larger lots and quieter surroundings, which looks great on paper to a lot of people moving here. The regret usually isn't the space, it's the commute. People underestimate how direction, bridges, and timing affect daily drives. What felt manageable during a weekend visit can feel very different once school drop-offs, work schedules, and activities are added in. The lesson here isn't don't choose space, it's test your real commute with real-world conditions, not just checking the mileage. Regret two that I hear: expecting walkability everywhere. This regret shows up with buyers who want a more urban, walkable lifestyle. Some areas near downtown Knoxville and parts of South Knoxville offer that feel, but much very car-centric. People who move to suburban areas like Farragut sometimes realize too late that daily errands require driving, even though the area is convenient. Regret isn't the neighborhood, it's assuming that Knoxville functions like a dense urban city everywhere. Knoxville convenience is about efficient routines and not walking distances. Regret number three that I hear all the time: city versus county confusion. I did a more in-depth video a few days ago on this, but this one catches a lot of relocating buyers off guard. Living inside the city and living in the country can feel very different from day to day. Some people move into Knox County expecting city-style services, then realize that trash pickup, fire protection, and utilities may work differently. Don't get me started about septic systems. Others move into the city expecting lots of space and privacy, then feel boxed in once they're settled. Neither option is better, but not understanding the difference early on leads to second guessing later. This regret all the time sounds like, I didn't feel like Knox County would feel so rural. Regret number four: undervaluing development and traffic growth. Knoxville has experienced steady net migration, and with that comes development. We have a lot of people moving in here, and people move into fast-growing corridors expecting today's traffic patterns to stay the same, and that just doesn't happen. Areas around Hardin Valley are a good example. That used to be a farm 15, 20 years ago. Now, newer homes and schools are attracting more buyers out there, but growth is also changing those traffic patterns over time. The regret isn't going to be the growth, it's not planning for it. People who ask, what will this area feel like in 5 years, tend to be happier long term. Regret number five: expecting new home layouts in older areas. A common mismatch with Knoxville happens with home layouts. You want to be in an established area like Bearden, or maybe East Knoxville, or West Knoxville to a certain extent. Those areas are going to have defined rooms, older homes, smaller closets, and traditional floor plans. Buyers who expect open concept everywhere are going to feel disappointed, even though the area itself fits their lifestyle well. Open concepts are more common in newer developments, often outside that downtown city core. The regret isn't going to be the home's age, it's not matching layout expectations to the area. Regret number six: not accounting for lifestyle differences. Lifestyle matters more in Knoxville than many people expect. Buyers who end up near outdoor hubs like Iams Nature Center often love the access to trails and green space to Meads Quarry. Others choose areas like Concord Park for lake access and a quieter pace. Regret usually shows up when people choose an area without thinking how they actually unwind, not just where they're gonna sleep. Here's the pattern behind almost every relocation regret I see. People choose a house first, they fall in love with the house, but they didn't look at the right version of Knoxville for how they live. Because Knoxville isn't gonna be one lifestyle, it's gonna be many. So when you're gonna slow down, match your commute expectations, your layout expectations, and your service and lifestyle expectations to what you wanna live, the regret almost always disappears. If you're considering a move to Knoxville, learning from these common mismatches early on can save you a lot of stress and second guessing. And if you want help talking through which parts of Knoxville actually fit your lifestyle, commute, and priorities, I'm always happy to help explain the differences when you're ready.